is a professional photo, film, and TV stylist. She studied botany and microbiology at the University of Ibadan and went on to learn professional styling from the British College of Professional Styling in Oxford, England.
Styling, which I am,
which is your area of
specialized in,
specialization.
exactly, has to do with the outfits. Basically, you have to be able to assess fit. You have to be able to assess an outfit that is age appropriate. Okay. For somebody, you have to be able to assess colors.
Now, I always like to talk the money. What kind of income can one earn?
It depends. As you grow, as you go, you can get a contract to start for as much as 5 million.
The African woman is very stylish, and from generations past, if you look at pictures of our grandmothers and our mothers, you can see the fashion statements we've made over time. And her fashion is never complete without proper accessorizing of her style. Accessories today have become a major business venture. And who can best accessorize an African woman like an African woman? Today, I have two guests in the house. And I find it very interesting because I have two different generations. I have a young woman that I'm highly impressed by her focus so early in life and her courage and boldness to go into an industry that many thought was dying here. And my other guest is a woman who took interest in us as a country and our people using our hands to create a lot of what we were importing into the country. I'd love you to join me as we welcome Mrs. Oluseyi Abdullahi and Subomi Okhueleigbe. Mrs. Abdullahi developed an interest in crafts from an early age, as far back as she can remember, she says. And she was fascinated by the things made with the hands and simple tools. She's going to tell us her experience. She's a graduate of business administration from University of Lagos. Interestingly, they both went to Unilag. Two different generations of Unilag people. And she would share with us how her journey into creating her company called CraftiesHobby has been. Mrs. Abdullahi?
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Well, CraftiesHobby is a company which I had to start.
Okay.
What do I mean
by
that? I had to.
Okay.
I wouldn't know any peace at the time I had to start it because I'd done other things after I left university. My experience is that Nigerians, at least those I have come across, in majority are very, very creative. Very creative.
I agree.
And I think one of the things that really spurred me on was a trip to Hong Kong where people had cottage industries. They're putting belts and chains and things together. And, I had my moment there like, wait a minute, my people can do this. Yeah. We don't have to keep on importing all these things. And so, because I've always had the interest in crafts, the time came when I felt, look, something has to give. It's over 10 years now when CraftiesHobby started. One of the propelling things for me was a young lady I taught how to crochet. I do crochet. Crochet is my first love.
Right.
And I found out that she could actually stay at home, look after her two babies. From the little crochet I taught her, she could make sandals and bags for sale. And she told me that what she was making in a week was more than what she was earning as a secretary, out of which she had to pay her nanny. And I thought to myself, there's so much to do, so much to learn. And that's more or less how I decided, before I got too old, to try to start up this company and teach as many people as possible. When I see people now who are into this, I feel very happy. I'm glad that I wasn't so intimidated by the lack of money, because I hear that so often now. People don't know that a dream can actually grow when you nurture it.
Yes.
And it's not really by the size of your bank balance when you're starting off. I didn't have anything when I was starting it off. Anyway, today now I look around and I see so many people who are making businesses out of this. And I realize that you can't ever go wrong when you have skills. Yes. People need to learn what needs to happen for it to succeed.
Over time.
What do you need to take your business to the next level? Expert advice? Affordable financing? State-of-the-art technology? A partner you can trust. At First Bank, we can help with that. Visit sme.firstbanknigeria.com to find out how we can help you grow your business. First Bank.
Let's come to you, Subomi. Subomi Okhueleigbe studied economics at the University of Lagos. She started bead making along with her other passions such as sewing and leatherworks, but before your admission into Unilag, you decided to drop everything else and focus on jewelry making. And after you graduated, you decided to go further and learn from goldsmiths as an apprentice. Whilst you were in school, you worked as an apprentice under goldsmiths. Okay, Subomi, so tell us about your experience.
I've always been interested in fashion. So when I finished secondary school in 1999, I didn't do well with my JAM and I was at home. I started learning different things with my parents' support. Okay. Because at different times, I was at home always learning and wanting to do something, and I'll tell them, instead, while I'm at home, I could do this and that. And so I went into sewing, went into shoemaking, went into jewelry making slightly. But afterwards, when I started making clothes, I make clothes for people and they're like, the earrings I'm wearing would not be nice with this turtleneck you made for me. And I'm like, why not just get a lovely earrings that will match the dress without wearing a necklace? And they're like, I don't have anything like that. And the ones that I have, so it came that way and I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and make a few pieces for them that would match their outfit. And I decided to learn jewelry making actually. And there was nowhere at that time, because I didn't know anywhere initially, to learn jewelry making. Then I started with bead making because they're two different things, or rather, it's a subset. Okay. So I started to learn bead making, and what I decided to do was to make pendants and earrings that would match my clothes. And I just go into, then I just go into University of Lagos in 2003. So afterwards, I decided to leave everything because I couldn't combine with school. So I decided to pick economics, dropped ATS, and then continue with my jewelry making and drop every other thing.
Any regrets?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. What always inspires me is my customers. They always say, I don't want this, I don't want that, or can I get this, can I get that? And I could understand them because that's how I am too. I want what I want, or I have an idea of what I want. So what I do is I make your dream jewelry. And what I decided to do was, when I go to meet some customers, like, I made this bead, they're like, I will only gold. And I'm like, you will only gold? Okay, I'll soon start making that gold that you wear for you. So I decided to look for goldsmiths that could teach me. At the time I was out of school.
You were ready to go?
I was ready to go. So that's what I do now. I make your customized jewelry. When I meet you, I want to know what you want to wear. That is what I do.
Tell me, Mrs. Abdullahi, how have you moved the business in terms of the economics of it? What is your products from production to market? What is the value chain?
Well, there's so many aspects to what we do that I would like to talk about maybe some 2 general or 3 general lines. For example, with the bead stringing, apart from bringing in the top materials, the best tools, everything else that's available to others in other parts of the world, we ensure that we can bring them for Nigerians to use. Okay. We also make kits, like you find out that you get a big package of something, instead of going to buy a label abroad and where you've paid for the label for them to repackage it. We do the repackaging here. We're licensed, for example, by Swarovski to, repackage the good and the beads we get from them.
Okay.
We do that.
So you
easily.
sell real Swarovski?
Oh
crystals?
yes,
Like this. I got them from her.
her.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
and of course, she made those. I mean,
Yes.
it's really lovely.
Beautiful pieces.
Really beautiful. So we have that field whereby anyone can learn, either from books. We also make DVDs, where if you want to learn in the comfort of your own home.
Okay.
We have, so with the repackaging, we have kits, we have smaller items that people can buy, which turns out slightly cheaper because then you're not paying foreign exchange for the repackaging. We have, of course, so many other little bits and pieces. We now found out that from those who make jewelry, I thought it would actually just be for leisure. But it turned out that people are making tons of money from it. It's very, very big business now, So we also realize that there's a need for packaging, for display. We've had to go into so many different aspects.
So you're a catalyst in the industry.
Well,
you're facilitating the industry.
That is what I love.
And the Naira is also being facilitated.
I believe so. I believe so. I believe so.
No apologies about that.
Whatsoever.
No, you're creating massive value.
What I actually always tell people is this. Find your passion.
Yes.
What will get you out of bed in the morning, even if money is not coming in?
Yes.
If you have a passion for something, you're likely to think, your creative juices will be flowing. It's like, okay, I could do this or I could do that.
Yes.
But if you're doing it for the sake of money, then you're not going to make it. You're not going to get there.
Yes.
So for me, the first thing is find something you have a passion for and then make it beautiful.
Are you a creative person? Are you looking for the right partner to help you transform your talent into your business? We can help with that. First Bank SME Connect. Visit sme.firstbanknigeria.com to find out more. First Bank.
Are you a Nigerian? Do you have a business idea but lack the initial capital? AGDC, in partnership with Lagos State Government, the Chair Center Group, founded by Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika, presents through an online contest, Ignite Ideas Contest, to give seed capital of 100,000 Naira each to 1,100 people and 1-year business mentorship. There is more. You also get access to credit facility from one of the biggest banks in the country. All you have to do is log on to www.igniteideas.org to register and fill the application form. You should also follow them on their social media pages. Facebook, www.facebook.com/IgniteIdeasContest. Twitter, @IgniteContest. Hurry and give your business ideas some life.
I'd like to welcome you to Talk Shop. This is a segment of Ignite, where we've spent time interacting with those that have been part of the Ignite project, and they share their different experiences and their encounter in their adventure as entrepreneurs. As we rub minds together, we hope that some of the issues they've encountered, which we will attempt to discuss, will be some issues that you at home have also encountered in trying to build your business, and that our discussions will add value to you beyond what we discussed already in the different seasons of Ignite. Today I have 4 gentlemen in the house with me, and they all look very business-like and very corporate. It's nice to see the emergence of the young Nigerian entrepreneurs in their own space. First, I have Samson, who is, his brand is called Crystal's Walker, and he makes unique t-shirts, even though he's still a student, but he's already minting money. And then I have Emmanuel, who is in graphics and an interior decoration. And then we have James, who is in furniture sales and services. And that's the business that he's in. And my last guest for today is Adewale, who is also a fashion designer. Now, don't mind all these, they're different industries. Every person here, it's a graduate of different things: chemistry, accounting, and fine art. So everybody has a university degree, and Samson is in his final year of studying zoology at the university. But we've always agreed at Ignite that our degree is for information. Our mind is open and we're learned, but it doesn't stop us from becoming whatever. It's our starting point and it's not a distraction. And where building business is concerned, we apply ourselves to the areas of our strength and the areas of our opportunities. Now, in doing all of these things that you're all doing, tell me if between the things you learned on the Ignite program and your real life experience, where you've been at crossroads, have there been challenges that have you haven't been able to or not, in a sense, some of those issues you'd like us to talk about? Because I'm sure whatever problems you've encountered, some of your peers, either that were on set or those that were at home that watched the program, have probably encountered similar issues, and we can see, okay, what are the issues, so we can sort of discuss them as well.
The main issues is just knowing how to treat your customers, as in treat your customers well, time management, their temperament.
Whether it's staff or it's customer, it's every kind of person. So it's your ability to manage those relationships and those people that will help to build your business. There are days they will be so wrong, but even though you know they're wrong, you're going to keep your cool, because your ultimate goal is not to lose the customer. Your ultimate goal is to gain a customer, to keep your customer, and to keep a customer that will bring you a customer, a referral. Because referrals, especially for small businesses, one of your biggest tools for growing your business is referrals. Because you don't have large advertising budget. So you need people to use word of mouth, okay? And be fair in all situations to the best of your ability. Okay. Yes.
There has been a case, a client called me. Actually, we didn't even see at all.
Okay.
He made what is it called, order on phone that I should make a clothes, so clothes. Okay, how am I going to get the sizes and everything? Okay, he said he sent it to me, which he actually did. So after getting the sizes, okay, I went back to my drawing board, made some sketches, delivered the clothes. After the delivery, the guy just called me. What happened? There are no sketches on the clothes. I don't have the badge on it. I ordered for badge. Bro, you didn't pay for badge. You only paid for a plain coat, and which I actually did. The guy actually condemned the clothes for me. So I had to go back, make another clothes, put the crutch, put the badge, deliver again, which is a loss on my side. But I believe it's a loss then. Actually, right now, it pays more. Because the guy has referred so many clients, and which I can't even count the amount I've made from the guy actually.
In terms of the people he has brought to you? In terms of the people
he has referred to me.
Any other things you've encountered?
Okay, when I started out, the first challenge I had was all of the companies I went to, I was always hearing, oh, we already have our suppliers, we have people supplying us from each other, supplying us from each other. So actually now I asked myself, there has to be something I can do to be able to get into some of these organizations. Then I came up with the idea that it might seem to look foolish in the first place, but I told them, I went to most of those companies, I told them that, okay, when I supply you these furnitures, I'm going to offer you what I call after sales service for 1 year, free of charge. Okay.
Maintenance.
Exactly, maintenance. So long as the furniture was not intentionally damaged. Destroyed, yes. So, that was how I was able to get into some of the organizations. That's one. But the challenges I'm facing now is I've had organizations that they tell you that we can pay you after 90 days. And because of that, I've actually lost a lot of jobs, because I asked myself,
can't afford that.
I can't afford that. 90 days is way too much for me. That's that. And then I was discussing with a friend that works in a bank, so he now actually introduced me to a particular bank, which I might not be mentioned of, talking about the LPO financing. Then I went to the bank, I explained to them, they told me, they now told me the interest rates they were going to charge me. When I looked at the interest rates, compared to the profits I was going to make from it, the interest rate was way too much, and that just since
discouraged
they
you.
Exactly, discouraged
Okay,
you.
but let's take it one by one. Now, when you say, first and foremost, you know, in another session, this question had come out about payment terms from big organizations for small businesses and the challenge that it represents. And it will always be a challenge, which is why, as a small startup business or even a small running business, you need to be able to match your financial capability with the type of jobs that you take. Because ultimately, you must determine if every job is profitable to you. Now, some jobs are good on your CV, but they can destroy you. Because if all you have is 1 million naira capital, and you take a job from an oil service company or something that consumes all your capital, and they have 90 days payment term, and there's no guarantee you actually get paid in 90 days. You know, your payment could go beyond that. Now, you could find yourself totally out of business because cash flow is business. Cash flow is more important in terms of a business survival than profit. Because if you do a transaction and you're going to make 1 million naira profit from it, but in the interim, you now have the transaction and for 6 months you don't get paid, how do you even survive as a business? Because by the time you get to where you're going to collect the money and the profit, if you have no source of income to sustain the business within that period, you will be dead by the time you're collecting the money. And it also means you can't do any other business. So you need to understand the impact of cash flow on the business as compared to profit. Profit has its impact, but cash flow has a really strong impact in a business. So the real problem is if you don't price right. If the way you will sell to the small man who will pay you today is the way you price when you're selling to the big guy who will pay you in 90 days, you already made a loss before you started the transaction. Because the factors are different and your costing must be different. So those are the things that make, there's nothing that stops you from doing the job and using the LPO finance. But what is key is that the cost of that fund must be in the price, so that at the end of the day, you still make a profit. Now, the profit might be reduced because you want to buy that opportunity. Do you understand? So there's some jobs you will take because you want the track record. You want to be able to say, we did this job. I know in my early days, the jobs I did that we almost didn't make any profit. But they were jobs you wanted to do to show what you could do. And your value or your profit from that job is not the money, it is the jobs that job will facilitate for you after. So you have to be deliberate about some of the ones you do. But at the end of the day, still never lose sight of the fact that your business must survive.
Do you want to grow your business by selling to people in different ways? We can help with that. First Bank SME Connect. Visit sme.firstbanknigeria.com to find out more. First Bank.
Send in your comments, questions, and shoutouts to our Facebook page, facebook.com/IgniteTV, Twitter/IgniteTVNG, and check out our website, www.ignite-tv.com. For extras on Ignite, visit our YouTube account on www.youtube.com/IgniteTVNigeria for lots more about the show and lots of useful information on building your business.